welcome to Love Film.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah? Is it different talking about a film that's not actually based on your book, but actually based on your screenplay? Do you have a different feeling towards it?
Well, I feel obviously much more a part of it. The project began with me, actually, and then my wife.
Yeah. And what was it about Lynn Barber's memoirs when you first read it? Because initially they were only sort of 10 or 12 pages, weren't they?
Well, I thought it was funny and painful and quite rich material, not only a kind of complicated portrait of this girl, but quite a rich portrait of the times as well, the 1960s, before they became the 1960s.
Because I really felt that. I really sympathised with Jenny. Like, not only is she kind of going through the transition of the 50s into the swinging 60s, but also as a teenager, like on the cusp of adulthood.
Yes, well, I identified in terms of feeling that the world was passing me by because of the school I went to and where I was growing up. You know, I had to go a long way to buy a book or see a film I wanted to see. And that I felt quite close to, but so many attractive women I've spoken to have told me a similar story of pretty much a guy who draws up in a car and they get in. I mean, it's amazingly prevalent.
And it's funny seeing that scene now, because obviously, you know, in the noughties, we kind of sort of go, we wouldn't do that. But obviously in the early 60s, actually, there was an innocence around it that we don't have anymore.
Well, you know what, I'm not sure that's true about the noughties. I think in the noughties, it happens all the time. What doesn't happen is media portrayals of it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you know, how many young girls, how many 16-year-old girls are having relationships with 30 or 35-year-old men? Millions of them.
Been there, done that.
Yes, exactly. What we're not used to seeing is television programmes or films where it's treated with any kind of complexity.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's just a government health warning, but in this film it's slightly more complicated than that.
And are you pleased with the finished product? You know, does it look and feel like you felt originally when you first read Lynn's memoir?
I didn't really imagine the cast to be so strong kind of all the way through the film. You know, the cameo roles, people like Olivia Williams, who, you know, is really a proper actress, Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
It goes kind of on, and that I hadn't bargained for, so much better than I thought.
On that note, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
It was a
meet you.
pleasure.